Right now, we've got a great guest joining us here in studio. He is a writer, producer, director, and actor who you know from The Office. Well, now he has created, produced, and written a new anthology series called The Premise, B.J. Novak. Welcome back to GMA.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome back.
Great to have you in studio.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, it's cool to be here.
And we know the last time you were here, we're going to do a little flashback Friday.
Okay.
Last time you were here, you infiltrated our control room.
That's
and you
true.
wrote your own intro. So we're going to take a look at that.
You want to curl up with in a weekend cabin and binge Fuller House with. Life is a complicated journey. We'd all be lucky to be on it with this man.
And we should all write our own intros. B.J. Novak, everyone.
You got to hustle. You got to. Yeah.
Hey, the more you can do, right?
Yeah.
But you're not done yet because you wrote your first you wrote the first question that we should ask you in this interview today. So you have the card for me?
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm scared.
Okay, here we go. How on earth do you describe this show?
So, thanks so much for the question. So this is a collection of half-hour stories. My thinking is, movies have gotten too long. You come home from a long day, it's a 2-hour, 15-minute movie. By the time you're done checking your phone, it's been 5 hours. You think TV shows are even shorter, but you're like 400 episodes behind your friends if you start one. Sometimes you want like a half-hour movie, something that really goes for it, a funny story, a dramatic story. And that's what these are. These are half-hour movies that tend to be comedies about the world we live in today.
Comedies about moral dilemmas as well. How'd you narrow it down?
Well, I had a bunch of writers helping me out, and we came up with hundreds of wild ideas. But it was really the ones, even if they're funny, that had some emotional core that really stuck with people, and those are the ones.
Hundreds of writers?
Hundreds of ideas.
Ideas.
It's a whole other headache. We're already talking about the first episode, right before you came out. It's called Social Justice Sex Tape. That implies there's a man who's got this, well, shall we say, embarrassing tape out there, and then he realizes there's something in the background that basically proves a black man is innocent. Talk about a dilemma. Let's show everybody a clip.
Ethan, I know you want to make a difference, and maybe this isn't how you imagined it, but this is your chance to be a hero. This is your chance to make a difference, a big difference in a man's life. Ethan, this is your shot.
And Ethan, you are not throwing away your shot.
The anxiety.
Boy, he does a lot with his face, doesn't he?
Yeah, yeah. So that's a guy who obviously online he'll do anything to help, but then he has to actually put his reputation on the line in another way, which was funny to us, but it also was a way to kind of, take a comedy way to examine the kind of thing everyone's talking about.
How far you would go.
Yeah.
And you have an incredible cast. You shot this in New Orleans. How was this shooting in New Orleans?
New Orleans is interesting because people there talk about ghosts as though they're just like the weather. Like one of our actors was talking about our hotel and she's like, oh, it's a great place. I mean, it's a former orphanage. So like, a lot of ghosts. My dog is barking all night, but the water pressure is great. The breakfast is good. It's just like a fact of life there in New Orleans.
You had the chance to work with Ed Asner
Yeah.
before he died. What was that like?
It was incredible because he played sort of a version of my favorite history teacher. And someone who really thinks history is interesting and can't believe that kids are so bored by it. A guy with a lot of integrity and really believes in good values. And that's who Ed was. He is was a historian. And he would, just to see him interact with Caitlin Dever, for example, this wonderful young actor, it was really like bridging these generations. And he just brought so much heart to the show in what was really a comedy episode. But he added so much. It was such a wonderful, lucky thing to work with him.
Well, speaking of people that you've worked with, Mindy Kaling, of course, like everybody loves you guys together in The Office. We saw that you posted a selfie together. How often do you guys get to see each other?
All the time, several times a week. But I hadn't seen her in a long time because I've been in New York working on this show. So she happened to be in town, and we got to have dinner.
Great.
Well, BJ.
I was waiting for her feedback on the show more than anyone. She texted me this morning. She loved it.
And what's the,
Yeah, no,
what's
she
the
was,
verdict?
She
didn't see it till last night?
No, I sent her links. Can you believe it? She waited till it premiered. She wouldn't lie to me, so she
Great
did like
reviews?
it. Yeah.
Okay, sold.
We appreciate you being here. We can't wait till the next time you come because you wrote your intro, you wrote your
Next
first
time
question.
I'll just do the whole
Next time you might
interview.
just produce the
I'll
whole
just sit
show.
in your chair and tell the audience.
No problem. No problem. I mean, you can fit my suits too.
No.
So it'll all be good.
No.
Well, BJ, thank you so much for being
Thank
here,
you,
man.
all of
We
you.
love
Thank
it
you
as
so much.
always. The Premise is streaming now exclusively on FX on Hulu. Make sure you check it out.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.